I am looking at two of your pens, the TWSBI 580 and the TWSBI Vac 700. I really want a piston filling pen, which you can see the ink. What's the difference between these two pens? Well, Ryan, first off, the 580 is the only piston filling one. So if you are looking for specifically a piston filling pen, the 580 is your answer right there between those two pens, because the Vac 700 is a vacuum filling pen. It's not a piston pen. That said, I did actually just talk about this a second ago, but the main difference between these two, aside from aesthetic things and size and stuff like that, which I guess I could talk about, but the main difference between them is the filling mechanism. So the 580, the way that it works is it's, what am I doing here? There we go. It's got a piston that as you twist it, moves down, and then as you untwist it, it moves up, right? And that is how you fill the pen. The Vac 700 is a vacuum filling pen, so it has a rod in here with a rubber seal. You pull the plunger up, you push it down. As you push it down, the seal is coming up against the walls, it's creating pressure, and then as it drops off, that negative pressure sucks up ink into the body of the pen. So it's a pretty cool little mechanism. It allows you to have a higher ink capacity, it's got the cool factor going on, and it also, when you screw it tight like this, the rubber seal seals up this whole ink chamber. So if you're traveling with it and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about leaking as much. However, the main disadvantage is because that ink chamber is sealed, you have to unscrew the back knob to allow ink to flow through in here. Now it'll write a little bit. If you're just writing a quick note, you don't have to unscrew it just for a quick note, but you're only going to have so much ink that's actually inside the feed. Eventually you need to open up this thing and get ink to go down in here. So it's just required, it's like a whole other thing you have to think about when you're writing with the pen, unless, and I have a video about this, unless you are to take off this little rubber seal, and then when you screw the thing down, that little rubber seal is not there anymore. Now the ink can flow freely down in there and you don't have to worry about it. You lose the ink chamber, blockage advantages, but if you're like me and you're not flying that often, it might be worth it for you to take that rubber O-ring off of there. So that's about it there. Other little things here and there, there's like size differences and stuff. The size differences are not massive with this pens. The main difference would be that the TWSBI 580, when you have it posted, it's actually posting directly onto the filler knob. So if you're technically, if you're twisting the cap, it's not often that in practicality this is ever an issue, but if you have the cap on there and you twist it enough, you can force ink to come out of your pen unintentionally. It's pretty rare that that happens, though. Honestly, the Vac 700 grips right onto the pen, so it doesn't affect the filling mechanism or anything, so it's a little safer, I guess. And both pens are about the same length. TWSBI 580 is just a little bit longer posted, but it's a little cap heavy posted too, when it's like that. Vac 700 is a little more balanced, still pretty heavy, but that's about it. And then the other difference is that the nib size is physically a little bit larger on the Vac 700. Does that really make a difference? I don't know, maybe not. Doesn't particularly perform drastically different, but a lot of people like the Vac 700 too because they can swap them out with other number 6 size nibs if they're so inclined. But those are the main differences there. Both pens are close enough in price. Vac 700 is a little bit more, $65. It used to be much more, it used to be $85, but they dropped that price, so that's kind of a good deal there. So hopefully that helps you out, Ryan, in making your purchasing decision.